You.
What up? What up?
What's good? What's good, bro?
Chilling, chilling.
Peace to everybody out in the gods and the earth, to the space out here checking up on us right now. Paine Artistry is in the building. I'm Mo the Most.
I'm Karim.
And we figured out we just come on live to give our audience a taste of what we've been up to, where we've been, where we're going. Yeah. Karim, you want to start everybody off? Oh, I'll start everybody off. That's fine. All right. Basically, Opus Travel Art is why we're here, right? So Opus Travel Art started about a year or so ago. Me personally, I've been traveling the world for about 10 years with my wife, all over the world. I mean, my name used to be Global Mogul, so you can only imagine where I've been. And I'm also an artist, and writing is my profession. And what we want to do is set the mood and give everybody something to kind of like vibe off of. It's Corona season, COVID season, COVID era right now. We want to help you guys just escape for a second, for an hour or so, and think about your favorite destination you've traveled to, any place in the world it can be. And also think about the art that you may have come across. Now, most people think about art, they think about paintings, graffiti, even maybe some musical artists, but art is also architecture, correct? So, you know, if you're in Paris and the Louvre, you know, the Eiffel Tower, so to speak, the Great Wall of China, all of that is pretty much art, because architecture takes an artist's creative background to create it. So think about your favorite place and think about the art that you encountered when you were traveling the world, and do us a favor, put it in the comments so we can take a look at it and we can discuss it possibly at the end of the chat. Karim, you want to take us from there?
Sure. I mean, I guess the best place to start would be at the beginning.
Absolutely. That's every journey has a beginning, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This really started, can I be honest? I don't even know how many years ago it's been. It seems like it's been forever, but
yeah,
like,
it's
over
a decade.
It has been, right? It's been close to 15 years almost, right?
Yeah.
Damn, we old.
Started.
So, I mean, really, once again, real quick, just to start this, Maurice is an artist. He was a hip hop artist. He, went to poetry. He was in poetry, hip hop artist. He's a writer, a whole bunch of stuff. But basically, after you broke up with the group, we broke up with the group, we want to say, we decided that we still wanted to continue doing music. So
let me jump in. You're missing some things here.
I'm not gonna go.
You don't gotta go too far, but I'm just saying the group broke. Well, the group divorced me, right?
Right.
And I was kind of down, And
I wasn't gonna get into all of that.
I'm just saying, show our connection too. We have a connection here.
Yeah, we you and I, obviously, we went to Teaneck High together. We pretty much grew up together, grew up in Teaneck.
There we go.
I didn't really know you in high school, middle school, and stuff like that, because you were on the other side of the world. I was on the TJ side, you were on the BF side, so I didn't really know you much then. But
you were on the boring side, yes.
Whatever you want to call it. You had Jerry's Pizza, y'all didn't have nothing, so whatever. But yeah, so after all of that happened, we wanted to create something that was our own. We wanted to continue to make music. So we decided to start Paine Entertainment. Now, Paine Entertainment, Paine is basically my last name, Maurice's last name put together, but it also is the pain of being an artist, the struggle of being an artist. So
layers.
Yeah, and at that moment in time, we went through a lot. when it comes to music and artistry. So we were like, Paine is perfect. So we started
how we kind of go with the Paine is life.
Paine is life.
Yeah. Paine is life.
Paine is life, and that's where that comes at.
No, hold on. Anybody who's watching right now, I don't know how old you are, but Paine is life came from a movie that we both love. And if you know that movie, put it in the chat. I want to know, see who knows that. Paine is life. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna know that.
Probably not, but I'll tell you right at the end. But go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, we continued to create. You can continue to create as a solo artist. I did production on your on a lot of your music. Got producers. Continued to push as an artist, and we always had that vision of what we really wanted to do. And being an artist, as obviously anyone knows, it's hard. Life gets in the way. You know what I mean? You know, real life gets in the way. Real life gets in the way. And then, you know, so not saying that Maurice wasn't a phenomenal hip hop artist, but you know, we struggled to get that deal. We put some stuff through. We did a mixtape. We did, you know, a lot of stuff, but it just wasn't sticking. And so we kind of decided to make a pivot. And for me, the reason why we got to where we are with Paine Artistry is because of a man named George Mina that we were close to. This is for me. For Maurice, you know, we have other stuff, but he was someone that helped us out greatly, you know, through this whole thing. He was like a mentor to me, and he passed away. And I always wanted to continue his legacy of helping artists just be great. So we decided to start Paine Artistry, and basically to help artists, you know, go through their struggle and get through their struggle. And as I said, there's a whole lot of other stuff that there is between them. I'm not gonna
here for that.
harp on that stuff right now. We will definitely, you know, may do something else to tell the whole full story of how we actually got to where we are today. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where it was.
I got you. I mean,
it was what it was, what it was and what it is and what it always will be is that artistic and creativity in our mind, and always trying to figure out what to do and stay creative at all times. That sums up everything.
Yeah, that sums it up. Just to want to promote artists, you know, because we want to promote ourselves and trying to get on, trying to get out here and trying to create and get heard. You know, that's it. It comes from Opus, stems from that. It all stems from that, from the roots of that tree of just wanting to just create in a space where, you know, there are no restrictions, you know, and we're free to, you know, create what we want to create and help each other out, you know, collab. So the Paine Artistry, the collab. So what was that, 2019? Was it 2019? You know, we were just chilling. You know, we go to Miami every year. And I think Karim went to 2018. You went with us the first time? Yeah, that was the first time. So we always go around a film festival. ABFF is the American Black Film Festival in Miami every June. And I never really went to the film festival. But Karim went with us to Miami, and he noticed, like, yo, the film festival's going on. He's like, yo, that's dope. Like, maybe we should try to do that joint. Like, you know, because I had just put out Entendre over there, right? I just put Entendre out, right? Got it published in Daybreak Publishing, you know, and I was in a creative mood. There you go. I was pivoting, right? Because I've always been a creative, but at the same time, I wasn't really creating for real, right? You know, consistently. So the book came out and kind of sparked this thing inside of me. So Karim peeped that, and he was like, yo, we should do something. And next year, when we go back to Miami for the film festival, we should submit something, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, sounds good. So I started coming up with ideas for, you know, movies. I had stuff already written. But at the same time, as the year's going on, 2019, I started realizing, again, I'm traveling throughout the whole time. So I'm like, okay, listen. Side note, Anthony Bourdain, because this is where Opus comes in. Anthony Bourdain created a show called Parts Unknown. It was something else before that, but that's the name everybody knows. For 20 years or so, he was on CNN, changed the whole way traveling shows are literally created and show up in this world. I mean, it's still unrivaled to this day. I loved it, right? I would find destinations watching that show. So he committed suicide in 2019, I believe. And I was like, damn, it's crazy. And at the same time, we were creating another campaign called Body Art Soul. Now, in the midst of that, I was like, yo, it'd be dope if we could travel the world. Because I'm trying to figure out something that the world does not have, right? So could we, I'm like, yo, we could travel the world and like interview artists. But not just any artists, you know, artists on the come up, you know. And because Anthony Bourdain, he was a chef traveling the world, interviewing chefs. I figured me, the most, I would travel the world as an artist, interview other artists, right? And show how these artists connect to the locations that they're in. So it made sense. Karim saw it made sense. Problem was we never made a movie in our life or a show or anything, right? It was all music and it was, you know, the writing thing, but that was about it. But I kept on him like, yo, this is a good idea. We should do something with it. He was like, yo, we talked about maybe we could pitch it to somebody. But pitching it, you know, I went to a writers conference that year, and the lady said, if you have an idea, you should try to create it yourself. Because if you try to pitch to somebody else, they may take it. Now, you can protect it, but the steps it takes to protect it, you might as well just create it yourself. You know, we're in a gig economy. We're in a space where content is everything, and you can make movies with your iPhone or your Android or wherever you got out there. So I'm like, yo, you know what? Karim both was like, you know what, we should just do it ourselves. I was like, you know what, how about this? We were going to Art Basel that 2019, December. This is his first time going. I was like, yo, what if he was still skeptical? And I was like, yo, what if we find some artists to interview while we're there?
Just to interrupt real quick.
Go ahead.
I am the skeptical one out of the
yes, he's the skeptical. I'm the artist.
I'm the one that
on the clouds. Yeah,
Mo's in the clouds, and I'm usually here on Earth with a string trying to pull him back down. So just to give some context on that. But
there you go. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Anyway, see again, bring it back to Earth. Anyway, so he's like, okay, you know, we're still figuring it out, working out the kinks. And I met a dude named JADABREEZE. I was in Cuba early 2019, and I'm coming back. And I met him in a layover in Fort Lauderdale on a plane, just on happenstance. And it was crazy. Like, just started talking. We started vibing. The whole flight, we didn't talk. Plane landed, we started talking, right? Gave him my information, boom. And so this is months later. We did some things with him and some other artists about, you know, because Paine Artistry was in motion. That March, we got the LOC. We was in motion as Paine Artistry. But we didn't really find our niche yet. We were still just, you know, still out here just creating. Because that's what you, as artists, you're going to try to throw bust creativity out there and see what sticks, right? And he was like, you know what? I found an artist, JADABREEZE, and somebody else. Through the other person, Raina, she hooked me up to a videographer. And we was like, I'm like, yo, we got somebody, put the money down, deposit, we was there. So we went to Miami, never shot anything in our life. And it worked. Like, it was like 2 days. It's what it is.
It happened.
It happened. You know, we didn't know how to fail. And I think people say that all the time about when you're starting off with something. We were just naive. But we had the energy, we had the motivation, the drive. Again, Karim said it. It's been over a decade. We've been out here. You know, we're 40. So plus. So we're like, yo, we got to do something. Like, this is, you know, life is just going. We got to, this is what we want. It's inside of us to create. So anyway, it worked out. We want to submit the shows to the ABFF. Submission was the end of January. This is before COVID really hit. So we submitted, but I didn't really like what it was. Again, we didn't know what we're doing. Because again, in the process, you're going to come across people and things that are not a good fit, right? So it wasn't a good fit. But we had something. We had the content. We put it out. We got rejected, right? COVID's rampant. everything's canceled, and we get rejected
2 times. 2 times it got canceled.
And yeah, it got canceled 2 times. And I'm kind of distraught a little bit, but I got it back. And throughout the whole time of Paine Artistry, I was creating little videos. Again, I'm traveling the world also before, so I'm creating little videos and putting on YouTube, putting on Instagram, and whatever have you. So I'm starting to edit myself, and I'm learning on my own. So when this came about, when I got the footage back from the film festival, we couldn't put it out while it was submitted. We had to hold it. We couldn't show it anywhere. So I got it back, and I started tweaking with it, tinkering with it. And that tinkering, I put it, I like, you know what? Let me submit it to a few more festivals, see what happens. Some black festivals, hopefully, some black-friendly festivals, to see what happens, right? And I submitted it to about 4 or 5, and we got picked up in 2, you know? Yep. And it was like, it was a great,
that's a really great
percentage. Told you, he's a skeptical one. So I'm like, yo, bro, it's crazy. Yo, we the festival. And he's like, I mean,
I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what it meant. Like, yeah. I had no clue. I know what a film festival is. We've been to a film festival. We've been to a really large film festival. And I see what it is to get accepted. But especially now being in COVID, I didn't know what it meant, because like, it's like, okay, we're like, what does this mean? We're not going anywhere. Did we win something? Like, is that's the part that I didn't get, because we're not yet, you know, fully in this industry, like, for a long period of time. But it's, you know, it was great, man. It was a blessing, for real.
And, you know, we've along the way, we've been lucky enough to, you know, meet people, other creatives, to help us out along the way. Because again, we've had some situations where we've lost money. We're funding this out of our own pockets here, you know, in our own time and energy, while holding down full-time jobs and having a life. So it's not easy walking the path, right, of purpose. And this is what we feel it is, you know, and it's perfect timing, because I feel if this happened 10 years ago, we might not be as dedicated as we are right now.
No.
So yeah. So without further ado, again, we created JADABREEZE episode, and we're gonna show you a little snippet, because Karim spoke to JADABREEZE recently, got a testimonial from him to kind of tell us about how the episode, because JADABREEZE is probably one of the realest dudes I've ever met, real talk, hands down, 10 toes down type of dude from Miami. And when it's real quick, he saw me texting on my phone. I was writing some poetry or something on the plane, and he was like, "Yo, you an artist?" I'm like, "What's up?" He was like, "I see you writing some rhymes or something." I'm like, "Nah, some poetry." He's like, "Okay." And I was like, "Yeah, I write." I had some books in my bag, and I showed it to him. He was like, "Wow, that's what's up." And we started vibing there. And I've been following this dude for the better part of almost a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And when I say the energy and the drive I see in him, it's universal. I see it in me and Karim and what we're doing. And it's, you know, real recognized, real energies when you meet other people who are on the same purposeful path as you are, so to speak, living their life and trying to get out here and make something of themselves. They kind of attract one another. So we definitely feel that JADABREEZE was attracted to us and what we're doing. And this is what we came up with after we got it back and submitted to the film festival.
Well, you're gonna play the testimonial, correct?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play the testimonial. I almost forgot how I do it because I had it up here lined up. I'm telling you, like, take it away, Karim. Well, here we go. Here we go. Let me share it real quick with you guys.
You guys kind of like pulled the star out of me. You know, it's already there, but, you know, a lot of people can't actually see, you know, that. They hear the music, you know, and everything like that. But in the interview, you get to see what everyone else sees in the person that I am.
Red don't wait, work at that brush teeth, get checked. Don't pray up, thank God, them bills paid, them blessed. These niggas don't know what what I've been through. These bitch don't know, but they fit too. Red don't wear work, and they brush teeth, get checked. Don't pray up, thank God, them bills paid, I'm blessed. These niggas don't know, what I've been through. These bitch don't know, but they fit too.
JADABREEZE is a hip-hop artist from Miami, whose perspective has kept him grounded while traveling the world in the pursuit of success. And no matter where he's been or what he's been through, his roots in the 305 are never far behind.
I've been receiving nothing but support from you guys from day one, so I really respect that, man. You know, just to get them some information about me that they didn't know, and almost kind of see like this guy's ready for stardom. Videos still getting views, and obviously it's winning festivals. I really feel like I was blessed to be a part of that. It's like what you put out there in the world, you know what I'm saying? It's the energy you putting out there, you know. I feel like you can help change shit. I'm betting for 2021. I'm gonna try to come out with some more music projects, and then try to also drop that Bread Don't Wait video. Just keep your head up and keep doing it, man. We believe in you, you know, and I believe in your art and your creativity, man. I love your music, and just want to see you be successful, bro. And we're here. We're here if you need us. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man.
Red don't wear work, and they brush teeth, get checked. Don't pray up, thank God, them bills paid, I'm blessed. These niggas don't know, what I've been through. These bitch don't know, but they fit too. Red don't wear work, and they brush teeth, get checked. Don't pray up, thank God, them bills paid, I'm blessed. These niggas don't know, what I've been through. These bitch don't know, but they fit too. One time my nigga capital G-O-D, cause in the streets gotta eat, be protecting me. Don't get the heat in case it's beef, I'm trying to beat the re.
Yeah, JADABREEZE.
Yo, that dude, like, for real, it's funny because a lot of people listen to music now, and some people say the youth don't listen to content and all the stuff like that. The reason why I like his music so much is because it sounds like now, but it has everything he does has such a positive spin onto it. Now he has some stuff that, you know what I mean? He has some things that talk about some, you know, I don't want to say not positive, but you know, some suspect kind of things that people may say, oh, that's not the positive music that I thought you were saying. But it's all real life. Yeah, right. It's all real life. That's all it is. It's everything he does is like real life stuff. He's like I can't think of two artists right now. He's like a Future mixed with Pitbull. You know what I mean? Where they talk about things that are real life, like real life stuff. You know what I mean? And he's all about positivity and staying on your grind and you know what I mean, pushing, and he's all about that struggle, man. Like that's the main thing with him. Is he's all about owning his struggle. He is literally the epitome of owning your struggle.
The epitome of owning your struggle. I mean, yeah. So like that, and it's a great segue because when we created Paine Artistry, you know, we worked with a brand coordinator. I guess Lee's considered a brand consultant, and you know, because again, we had no clue. You know, we were literally figuring everything out on the fly, but we had determination. And you know, it's expensive. Side note: if you want to create a business, it's not cheap, but you know, you dedicate the time and energy to it because again, we had an idea. Everybody has ideas. They're, you know, it's like breathing air, but to actually put the idea into motion, it's another thing. And I think that's one thing that people don't really talk about. You know, you watch people talk about how they got started and what they went through and whatever have you. A lot of times they talk about what they thought about and they talk about putting it into action, just doing it. But they don't talk about, you know, the grind. You don't talk about what it took to get there. And that's part of the reason why OTA is literally something that if I was like a Midwestern white dude in the 60s, I would probably have a cult. It'd be a cult. Right? But that's why that's how strongly I feel about it, because travel could change the world. And because I feel that I don't care if you go to China or if you go to the next town over, to get outside the box that you literally find yourself in, whether you're born there, whatever your situation is, station in life, your lot in life, it don't take much to travel for real. Not these days, man. Trust me, I travel a lot and I do it on a budget. Not the biggest budget, but you know, I'm blessed. But at the same time, I'm cheap too. You know, so
yeah. I gotta be honest. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, the most travel is not for everybody. I'm telling you that right. He'll call me in the middle of being on the way to, you know, somewhere, and it'll be like, oh yeah, I'm on a layover for 18 hours, and then we have here, and then we got a puddle jumper here. I'm like, bruh, how long are you staying there? Oh, we'll be there for like 10 days. Bro, it's taking you like 8 days to get there. But this guy is the video, and you know, we're gonna get into the intro to Opus Travel Art, but the video, all the video footage that you see there, this guy took that video footage. So that's real life stuff from travels that he's been on. So it's crazy. It's amazing, but
yeah, bro. And
it's not like I said, it's not everybody. It ain't hopping to resort from resort to resort, bro.
So my boo and a few other people were like, yo, you travel all the time. You should like tell people how to travel. Show like a travel guide or something. And not a travel guide, like what do you call it? The tour group or something like that. Like, you know, I'm like, that's another job, yo. I don't want another job.
For real.
You know, I don't have a job. I don't need another job. I'm like, but what I can do is, what I would love to do is to inspire people to travel. Because again, I want to say he's my hero, but the person I look to in this traveling thing was Anthony Bourdain, just because of he's a storyteller, because he traveled the world. And I don't care if he was eating, you know, shrimp tartare or lobsters on a half shell, or he was eating boiled franks in the basement with some dude in because he did crazy stuff like that. But it didn't matter where he went. He literally told a story that swallowed you into it. Like, it was an hour-long show, and it was amazing. You know, he had a lot of struggles throughout his life, you know, through drugs or whatever have you, but he was a top chef in New York City and made a huge pivot in his life. He's the epitome of up and down, and, you know, he picked himself back up. And I'm like, yo, we done been through Paine Entertainment, Paine Artistry. Paine Artistry still here. Paine Artistry ain't going nowhere. Paine Artistry is like the conglomerate. It's the umbrella, right?
Yes.
Travel Art is literally the first exhibition, the first installment that we have, that we feel that it's something we can come out with. You're right. Not the first, but no. But I mean, yes, Body Art Soul, good job. You know what I mean? Right? We're good partners. We work well at together. Anyway, but yes, Body Art Soul is an ongoing thing. But we felt, this is Karim telling me, he's like, Mo, this Opus stuff, Opus seems like it has traction, right? Because again, Black people have been traveling like crazy over the last 5-7 years, right? We're highlighting the stories of mostly Black, predominantly, if not mostly, damn near, all Black artists, right? Across the globe. I don't care where you at. You know, COVID right now got us handicapped, but we still can find you and get to you hopefully soon. And it's just about showing the world that the reason I asked you guys to talk about or think about places you've traveled and things that you've seen as far as art is concerned, because a lot of times what happens is we consume art, music, movies, books, but we really think about the people who created that art. We give like a half a second thought, like, you know, about you see the author's name and that's it, but you don't know who that author is. You don't know who the guy who designed, you know, the Guggenheim. You don't know none of this stuff, right? the graffiti you see on the wall, you walk this graffiti on the street. And if you like graffiti, because it is art, by the way, if you like it, you don't know who did that. That's a story behind that tag.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So it's like, yo, we wonder, like, me and Karim, I was like, yo, why don't we expose that to the world? Like, why don't we tell these stories of these artists who are creating the art that we consume every day? Because we both understand the fact that without artists in this world, we would probably all kill ourselves. Just literally, like, what else is there to do? Like, everything we do in our leisure time to have fun that we love, everything is our soundtrack. The soundtrack of our life is music. It comes from the 90s hip hop. So, you know, hip hop raised us. So we understand how important art is, right, to anybody, especially kids out here. So just talking about putting the ideas into motion, it took time, dedication, arguing. Like, me and this dude argue. Like argue, cuss each other out. I'd be like, yo, this nigga, I can't stand this dude, bro. Like, yo, like, oh.
But every time, and I discussed this with you before.
Yeah.
Every time, doesn't matter how heated the argument gets, it comes around to an understanding, because we both understand that we are trying to get to a certain place. You know what I mean? And we may have conflicting ideas, but we will work to get there. And it's funny that our marketing specialist, Lee, said to us one time when we were on here, she was like, you know, it's a good thing you guys have of each other, because Mo he's ready to jump off the cliff and take a chance no matter what. And I'm the one that is like kind of the level-headed one to say, hey, there's a ladder right over there. We can get down. You know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes you have to jump off the cliff, though. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to jump off, but sometimes, once again, you could just take the ladder and right over there, and it'll be the easy way. So, you know, we're kind of like the yin and yang type of situation here, man.
And that is a testament to, you know, if I can, it's just amazing how things have developed. And like I said before, I don't think we would have been ready for this a decade ago, even 5 years ago, because right now where we're at in our life, you know, I kind of get into the spiritual realm with him sometimes. I'm kind of get Karim into a little bit, you know, he dabbles a little bit, but I tell him all the time, you know, signs are everywhere and we just have to pay attention to them. And the more that we do what we're supposed to be doing, I say supposed to be doing, I mean, as far as our purpose, and things that are purposefully mean right, something that's helping others, you know, something that's adding on to us, not subtracting from us. The more we do those things, the more we find ourselves in spaces and places with other people who are doing the same thing. It's going to help us along our journey. And right now, I'm telling you, it's snowballing, and I love it, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. Does anybody have, because I mean, you don't have to play the intro, because the intro is going to play when we debut the episode for Allison Balanc. Does anybody have any questions, any concerns, any ideas, any thoughts you want to know, anything about us, about Paine Artistry, about Opus Travel Art, about Paine Entertainment? I could care less. Whatever it is, please let us know in the comments. I don't see anything right now. I'm looking through right now. I don't see much.
Yeah, let us know. Anything you want to know about us and our travels and the road to getting here. Like I said, we're definitely going to do this again. You know, as maybe something for Paine Entertainment, Paine Artistry, to kind of tell our story. Maurice actually did two parts on YouTube, telling our story. But yeah, like I said, anything you guys want to know. So actually, there's something on here.
What?
Alex Guterman. I always say, I don't know if it's Guterman or Gutterman. I always say, I
believe it's Gutterman, because Guterman is like Gutenberg, like you know, remember Steve
Gutenberg.
I think it's Gutterman.
Let me give him. I do want to give him. He did mention to give him a shout out, but
okay.
I do want to give him a shout out because him and it's slipping my mind. I don't know Francis's last name, but I want to give them a shout out because they've been a great help because, as I said, this realm of movies and media, this type of media, we're really not we're not familiar. And these guys he's a very successful producer, movie producer, and he's helped us out, greatly. Yeah, festival connoisseur, and he has some great content out already, and he is taking time out to help us out in trying to get Opus Travel out there. So I definitely want to give him a shout out. I think we got a question here from one of our buddies here.
Big Reef, what's good?
Tell us more about the next destination you plan to go post-COVID. So do you want to get into this before or after we show Allison's episode?
Before, because when we show Allison, we can just wrap it up.
Yeah. So right now we are wrapping up season 2. This is the third, what do we call him? Third installment?
The third showing.
Third showing. Now, I haven't been using the term showing when I'm saying, and I say episode because I know people aren't familiar with it. So, yes. But these are showings inside of an exhibition, just like if you go into an art gallery. So right now we're on number 3. We have one more coming up that will be released before the end of the year. And that's going to wrap up exhibition 1.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of stuff going on for exhibition 2, which is to be determined right now. But we definitely, for sure, what's on the docket is a trip to South Africa.
Yes, yes.
That is going to probably be one of the biggest ones because we're finally going to get a chance to travel outside of the country for that. We most likely will have at least one other international trip for exhibition 2. But we're going to be all over the place. I mean, but South Africa is one of the places that we are definitely targeting for a second exhibition. And it's kind of up in the air right now. We're figuring it out. But exhibition 2 is definitely in the works, and we will be doing some traveling. Now,
what he's saying is real because end of the day, again, we're funding this ourselves right now. So it's part of the process. I mean, the reason why we've kind of stayed in Miami's the furthest we've gone so far, but it's Miami, right? And it made sense. At the same time, for the most part, we're staying in our hemisphere, in our zone, so to speak, because again, there's so many artists in the New York, New Jersey, tri-state area, right? In the DMV area. So, and we know people, we've come across people throughout our dealings with Paine Artistry and Paine Entertainment and just in our regular lives. So some of these stories are very, very interesting and notable and worthy to be told. So we're going to do our best to bring you those artists for the time being, because these are people that we can reach. We're going to be in Philly. We're going to be in Baltimore, right? We're going to be back in New York. And again, we have a documentary coming out February, Fashion Week. That's something that that was actually the first interview that we did before Miami, because the reason why I got in contact with our fourth showing artist, Rainier Desant, is because of a fashion designer named Winston Bartholomew III. Winston Bartholomew Holder III. B Gold is better known as. And B Gold, Winston is, when I tell you, like, this dude is literally a ball of energy, and it's the shirt that you're wearing as you speak, right? He is Bart, New York City. Everybody think it's Gucci, but it's not Gucci. Gucci bit him, but it's all good. We're gonna show that in the documentary, full length, that's coming out in February. That joint's gonna win awards. I'm claiming it. It's gonna happen, right? Absolutely. So it was the last episode of this season, but yeah. To answer your question, Reef, that's where we're gonna do in the next few months. We're gonna figure artists out in our area. We have some already slated, so we're gonna basically start tackling them. Alex also asked, how can people support us financially? Great question.
Yes. Right now, right now, it's just hitting us up directly. We are definitely gonna have crowdfunding. We're putting that together. But listen, contact us directly right now. You know what I mean? Because as I said, everything you've seen for episode 1, 2, and 3 is out of Maurice and myself's pocket. You know, we funded this whole thing. You know, so definitely, you know, hit us up directly. You know, I'm going to put up our contact information on the screen right now so that you can see it. It's on the banner below, and you know, hit us up on any of those, and you know, whatever you can give, it's going to go towards creating. And before we move on, I really want to give a shout to the artists that helped us with this. You know, you have JADABREEZE, and once again, I'm going to put everybody's information on the bottom here. You have JADABREEZE on here. You have Raina Marr, who is a phenomenal up and coming artist. She has a EP that she just dropped recently called it's called Raina Marr. It's self-named, and it has 4 tracks. And you know, she's a beautiful singer. I've known her since she was like 17 years old, and she's just, you know, moved and you know, she's to the point where she has her first EP now. And also Allison Balanc, who is the episode that you're going to see right now in a few minutes. Yeah. Once again, another up and coming R&B singer out of the DC area. And do you want us to give away the 4th one, or do you want to wait?
I already dropped the name. Raina Desant. She's a photographer from Miami. She was the second. We did 2 interviews, 2 artists in Miami when we first went back in December 2019 for Art Basel. Raina actually was the first interview we did on that trip. And the visuals of it were great. Problem was, didn't have enough information on Raina. We submitted this stuff to Film Festival, ABFF, when we got it back in June, right? I had more information for JADABREEZE. So I just started tweaking that one. It's just that, okay, this had more information. So I went with that. And when I did that, when I got done, I'm like, okay, let me submit it real quick and see what happens. It was literally just, I wasn't being serious. I mean, I was serious, but you know, I'm like, if it got denied, the bootleg version, I thought it was bootleg, but the first version got denied. You know, let's see. Once I put my you know, I stamp on it, right? Put that Paine Artistry stamp on it, that most stamp on it, and when I put it in and it came back, I was like, whoa, hold up, right? So, but Raina's episode is going to be so powerful because it starts in Miami and it shows the progression of her as an artist to the end of the summer, culminating in DC during the March on Washington. And that's what I'm going to give you. So that's going to come out sometime in November, hopefully.
Cool. Yeah. I'm going to also put the links below, or actually we'll just do this right here.
Oh, for the film festivals. Yes. So we're into film festivals. I'll take it over while you put the links up. So we're into film festivals. There's the Urban Media Makers Film Festival. That was the first one that accepted the JADABREEZE episode to the film festival, which was huge, right? Shout out to, what's her name, Karim? I'm all over the place. Cheryl, the creator and the operator of the Urban Media Makers Film Festival. Our episode was featured and premiered on Friday this coming Friday. We're actually hosting, I believe we're hosting a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, it's going to be a kind of an open forum Zoom meeting about hip hop. It's based off of an episode of Pill Podcast, which we really didn't talk about in here either, which is our
a lot going on.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. So Paine is Life is a podcast that we did, and that we do. We still do somewhat, but we did about 5 episodes, and it was
like LeBron with the shot. We do it when we feel like doing it. You know, no schedule here. You know.
So we did an episode regarding hip hop and the fact that basically Black people don't own the culture, and we showed it to her. She loved it. So we're hosting a forum on Zoom this coming Friday regarding that. So
check the social media out. We'll have it up. We promote all the time: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
But you can see our episode is also streaming on urbanflixtogo.com.
There it is.
So you go there, you sign up. It's free for 30 days.
It's free
so
for
you
30
can
days.
go on there. There's phenomenal amounts of Black movie shorts, podcasts. There's a whole bunch of Black content on there. But Urban Flicks to Go is where it's at. You can check JADABREEZE's episode out on there. And
or on YouTube, but if we go there, it'd be great because I think we can win this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I think it's an award that happens at the end. You know?
Awards. We can still win awards for this. So go check it out. Go share it. As I said, it's free to sign up, and I think it's only like $3.99 a month.
Yeah, it's $4.
After that, anyway.
Yeah,
but it's free for 30 days. You can go on there, sign up, check out ours, check out a whole bunch of other up-and-coming artists and directors, producers, like I said, podcasters. It's great content. I've watched a few things on there this week while the film festival has been going on.
And the second one is the Soul West Festival. It's normally out of Arizona. The Urban Media Makers Film Festival is out of Georgia, out of in a suburb usually. The Soul West Festival is Arizona. And again, Soul West, you know that Black. It's all Black. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great honor, man. That's happening on the 23rd to the 25th coming up. So that information also will be on our social media, on the website. Website is PaineArtistry.com. The website you can find Opus at is MauricePortrait.com for now. Everything else is on social media. And there's links to everything, to everywhere. And the YouTube is Opus Travel Art. Don't forget the X's in the middle. Opus Travel Art on YouTube for all the content. Because again, I travel still, not right now so much, but a lot of my travels are, like Karim said, I put together these shorts because again, we're telling the stories of artists. At the same time, you know, I want to make sure that the travel element is in there. And we're still finding our way. That's the beautiful thing about life in this journey that we're on with Opus and Paine Artistry is that we're still figuring out what exactly this is going to look like. And hopefully, the way I feel as an artist, Karim probably differs, but I'm like, I don't care if we change every year. You know what I'm saying? If we morph and change and, you know, in shape and depending on the landscape and what's going on out here, because everything's changing so rapidly in the landscape as far as media is concerned. So as long as we keep nimble, we stay nimble and we're able to pivot whenever we need to pivot, we can always, you know, figure it out. So you want to air this episode?